What's up, humans, and welcome to a new Psicoactivo. Okay, I want to thank my buddy Paul Air from Newcastle, England, because he just sent me this and it looks so good, bro. Thank you so much. You guys gotta check out the back. This Psicoactivo with the number 9. I will show you some pictures too, which is pretty amazing. Check that out. That's beautiful, man. Check this out. That's wild. I already got another one from Germany, from the German national team. And this one, man, this one is beautiful. I'll wear any you want to send my way, except for Real Madrid. I'm sorry, but I will burn that shit. I'm kidding. No, I will. I'm kidding. Or am I? Okay. Thank you, man. As soon as I get merch, because I am getting merch, you're getting some for free. And also my buddy who sent me the Germany shirt, he's getting some for free. So thank you. I hope you're having a great Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Okay, so I just had Mr. Whitley Strieber on the show. It was a beautiful interview. I noticed that he had a really beautiful connection with his wife, and it made me think about mine, and it almost made me cry. It was really beautiful, and we talked about Dr. Jacobo Greenberg for a while. He was appalled at his words that he didn't know about him. And the work that Greenberg did connects to a lot of the stuff he talks about in his new book, The Fourth Mind. So I highly recommend you guys go check that out. It is my previous video before this one, but that was fun. Okay, so last week was really complicated because I noticed that there is division within the UFO disclosure movement, the control disclosure movement. And I wasn't able to pinpoint it specifically before last week. But now I realize what is kind of happening, because it's not a coincidence that people like George Knapp or Jeremy Corbell or even Richard Dolan are like not talking about this control disclosure movement as much as the ones that are supporting it fully. And there's a reason for that, because George Knapp and Jeremy Corbell always do their own thing. They have their own whistleblowers who trust them. And the proof of it is that Matthew Brown came out with them. And I managed to confirm that he didn't go through Dobser and some of the things that he's revealing there. And the interview that he made is really important, in my opinion. And he is, I think, besides the effect that David Grush had when he came forward, I think Matthew Brown has the potential to become the whistleblower that makes the biggest impact in the movement. But in order for that to happen, we need for people in Congress to level up their game, because they have been lacking tremendously. And I can see the frustration in people that have had the courage of coming forward. I know that Jake Barber already testified, for example. He testified with the Senate. He doesn't seem like he wants to testify in Congress because of this lack of seriousness that the current Congress has with this topic. They're like more doing things in a manner of posturing, I would say. That's what's happening. And you could see it when Congresswoman Luna was last week at the experts panel, and she was like, I gotta go. This was great. I gotta go. She didn't stay for the whole thing. Had she stayed for example, the Dr. Anna Brady Estebes's presentation, she would have been blown away, I would say. And she didn't. There are also a number of Congress people who are very, you could say, religion oriented in the way they're tackling this. And I've said it before. I mean, I have nothing against people who believe in God and religion and all that. I'm agnostic myself. But I do think that if you add your bias to this whole topic, you're already starting off on the wrong foot. So this is happening amongst people in Congress, especially Republicans, because we know that Republicans tend to be more on the religious side, specifically Christianity. And again, nothing against Christianity, nothing against religion. I just think that this topic, it's already really muddy as it is. It's already really complicated and complex. And adding another layer of complicated bias, I don't think it's going to help. And it's not helping. You can see the division already taking place. So, a better way to explain this is from Mr. Michael Herrera, because he released a video last night. I'm going to show you this before I show you the trailer for the second part of Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp's interview with Matthew Brown, because I think it's important for you to see how frustrated these people are. Because whether you believe Michael Herrera or not, whether you believe Jake Barber or not, whether you believe David Grush or Matthew Brown or anybody, some of the old school people like Mr. Mario Woods or Robert Salas, Dr. Jacobs, they've all risked their careers and their lives to come forward with this and talk about their experiences and what they know. And the way Congress is treating all of this right now is lacking. So I get the frustration. You can hear the frustration in these people. And I'm going to show you Michael Herrera's testimony here. He released a video yesterday, and excuse the cussing, but I think it's warranted. And this is not a show for kids, so I'm very specific about it with YouTube. So he's going to cuss quite a bit. Excuse the cussing, but I think it's important for you guys to hear this.
All right, don't mind the darkness. I just got home. Usually I'm home when it's dark, and usually in my office before the sun comes up most of the time. So anyway, it's been a while since I posted, but I wanted to kind of give my 2 cents on what happened recently. And I will say, it's looking like a clown world out there, guys. The disappointing thing is the assurances that we get from officials on Capitol Hill that, oh, it's safe to do this and you should do this and we need more people to come forward and all that kind of stuff. But Luna, what the hell are you doing? You have people that are there testifying with your task force that you stood up, that you got allocation to do so with funding. So when somebody says that they have some proof of some sort or some kind of, information, isn't your task force supposed to go forward with that and make sure that that job is done, that task, i.e. task force? Because then you all of a sudden, I got another meeting, I had to do this. Well, if somebody divulged this, some counterparts of mine, for example, they're not helping anymore. We're not going to help. We're tired of getting the runaround. We're tired of seeing the clown show that exists that could have been solved within 18 months, realistically speaking, with the actionable intelligence that you guys have had for the last, 2.5, 3 years. So what are you guys scared of? What are we as whistleblowers supposed to do? When we take our reputation, we take our livelihoods, we take our jobs, we take our careers, clearances, you name it, and expose that, have no private life anymore, all for what? And you wonder why more people are concerned with the fact of keeping their ass safe, as opposed to sharing information you guys claim that you want. I will say this too, I see a lot of people raising funds for whistleblowers. Why don't you guys raise funds for people who are going to lose their jobs, that can't work in that anymore? They need a transition period in between finding work, right? So how about starting a fund that allows unemployment, quote unquote, to exist for people who want to come onto the right side of history? Or some sort of fund to help them, at least if they don't have a job, at least give them money so that way they can get to a safe place, and that way they can be comfortable with their story. And the other thing I want to say to the public is, guys, stop fucking latching onto shit that's a partial story or something partial of a story and taking that and running with it without getting the full picture. It really muddies the water with the...
So Michael is talking about the Lou Elizondo image, and I get it, man. people, yeah, they were looking for the tiniest excuse to get on Lou. But again, that's the second time that this happened to Lou. So I completely get people's reaction, and I'm sorry you feel that way, but that is really kind of inexcusable in my opinion. I'm sorry, but that's the way I see it. And yeah, I get your frustration on that too, and especially because a lot of people are after Lou. They're looking for a little mistake and they run with it. That is also true, but he shouldn't have done that in the first place. That decision and whoever gave him that picture, that was a grave mistake, in my opinion. And the reaction was even worse. So, yeah, I get what you're angry, but you got to understand where the people are coming from too. That's just my opinion.
With the whole concept of people wanting to come forward and wanting to share their piece and wanting to share whatever they think is proof. Yes, proper vetting could have been done, but that was also explained. And for some reason, a lot of people are neglecting to see that happen. I don't know what it is. Like people that you realistically have never met, never associated with, never talked to, are living rent-free in your head. And this is what you're encapsulating yourself to basically do on a daily basis, besides furthering your own career, boosting your own livelihoods, caring for your family more than you should, as opposed to caring somebody that you never fucking met, but yet you're putting more weight into that than your personal lives. This is the problem I got with professional sports. They're going to go spend season tickets, thousands and thousands of fucking dollars, as opposed to spending and investing that into your own career, into your own, whatever it is that you have a niche for, that you can make into a business. You guys got to do better. So I would hope that anybody coming forward at some point know what you're getting into. It's frustrating. The assurances, the smooth talk, right? Now you guys understand the apprehension. And guess what? Government's not making it easy. Public's not making it easy. And you guys wondering why we're at a stalemate right now. You guys need to do better. You guys need to think about it.
Yeah, I get it, man. Except for that Lou part, which I re-explain. I completely get his frustration. I remember seeing him coming forward in 2023, and the fear in his face was palpable. And it's the same with Matthew Brown right now, because Matthew Brown didn't go through Dobser. And in part 2, and I'm just going to show you the trailer that Jeremy Corbell released, but they talk about a lot of things, different cases, some cases of orbs going towards the ocean. They talk about how the moment he realized that Sean Kirkpatrick was lying. And that's interesting, though, because when the teaser came out last week, Sean Kirkpatrick put out a statement through somebody. And his reaction was very telling because he swore. And when you lose your cool like that, that's telling. So I'm going to show you the trailer of the latest Weaponized episode because I think it's worth watching. And let me know what you think. And I'll leave the link in the description for the show so you can go check it out for yourselves and let me know which part of this episode resonated with you the most. But here it is.
Idea that it could have been a war game. Could it have been something, some of these UFOs that have been seen over nuclear missile bases, silos, and things of that sort? The implication has been, as with drones, that it's a readiness test of some sort.
If that had been the only thing I had seen and none of the rest of this saga had happened,
Right.
we wouldn't be talking. And I go and I have the meeting with Sissy, give them the paper, including the various compartments and programs that they could themselves look into to access the same information that I saw, which is ridiculous that Congress has no access to. When I was in USDI, I read the transcripts of Sean Kirkpatrick briefing Senator Rubio, Senator Warren, and Senator Gillibrand on the results of his investigation in his congressionally tasked Arrow report. And those transcripts, which were supposed to be open kimono, here's the truth, Mr. Senator, Mrs. Senator. Sean Kirkpatrick absolutely distorted.
Saying what? What did he say that was a lie?
I read these transcripts once and immediately knew that
Veiled threat?
no, I knew that I was now something else. I had inside knowledge into the deception of our government by elements of our intelligence community.
There's another part on this interview where he talks about the reason he thinks the intent he thinks that could be happening with this non-human intelligence. And this ties into a lot of the lore that has been talked about for many, many years about that he believes that sentient life is very rare in the universe and that it is some sort of commodity. I can think of, for example, Salvador Freixedo's book where he says that we are a farm. I can think of Disneyland of the Gods, for example. It ties into that. Whitley Strieber was just talking to me, and he thinks the same thing, that these NHI don't have a lot of the traits that humans do, like creativity or the experience of living life in the present and experiencing new things and the perception of reality that we have that they don't have, and they are trying to experience through us, vicariously through us. That's what I thought about when he talked about that. It's in the show. I'm going to leave a link in the description. But this part about Kirkpatrick, he said that because he had already seen the Immaculate Constellation documents and the photos and the images he saw. And the fact that now he discovered and realized that Kirkpatrick, according to him, was lying through his teeth, this opens up a possibility that is really startling to me, because the whole theory of a breakaway civilization is getting a little more relevance as time keeps going by. Because remember, the whole tech industry seems to be moving towards trying to get control of whatever technology is being discussed here. The Age of Disclosure film talks about that. And what if there is some kind of an elite group that is trying to get control of this and leave the rest of humanity to their own fate, you could say? What if? And the whole internal war going on right now amongst the people that are supporting the disclosure effort is very telling in that, because I wouldn't be surprised if some of them do have ties to these tech companies that are trying to get a hold of the technology. And right now it seems to be that there is kind of a tug of war between the new tech companies and Silicon Valley that are already got a whiff that something is happening, and the aerospace companies that allegedly have this technology and have had it for decades. And humanity is right in the middle of it. At the end of the day, there seems to be a lot happening. It's not just whether we're alone or not in the universe. It's also about humans trying to get control of things that could change the world either for the better or the worst, depending on who gets to keep it. And that is extremely concerning. And you can tell Matthew Brown's face of fear as he's talking about this. Honestly, I think that it's really hard to not believe what he's saying. I know that there's going to be a lot of pushback from skeptics, debunkers, and all that. I know that. But listen to his words and listen to what he's saying and listen to the entire context and see everything that's happening around, all of the tension that has been going on over the last week. Something's off. And Michael Herrera's testimony just now, Jake Barber not trusting Congress because he already testified to the Senate. When he was speaking to Jesse Michaels, he said that when he went to ask for help, they were asking him for protection. That's wild. So what the hell is going on, I just hope that people in Congress get their shit together and they start like making decisions for the benefit of the people, because they're supposed to be working for the people, not for themselves. And if they're afraid of something or someone, call it out. You got a huge platform all the time. You guys have hundreds of thousands of followers on social media. All you need is just one tweet or one publication to call it out, and that's it. The people will support whatever you feel threatened for. The people will support you. And other members of the military and law enforcement that are not part of this deception, they will support you too. So speak up. What are you afraid of? As Mike said, these guys are scared for their lives and they're coming forward and they're doing their best to share this information with you, and you're not doing anything with it. So naturally, we all get the frustration. Hopefully, and we have 6 days to know who's going to be the one testifying or the ones testifying in the next hearing. Hopefully, Matt is there because he needs that protection too. He's already risking too much. If you like the content you see, I'm going to ask you to please like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you can get notified when new video drops. If you want to support the channel in any other way, I'm going to leave a few links in the description. You can support us on KGRA. You can also become a member. Thank you for your support. Let me know what you think about this, because I think this is one of the most serious businesses we've gotten over the last couple of weeks, because things are happening and there's division clearly. So let me know what you think about this. That's it for me today on this video, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for the support. Remember to stay curious and inquisitive always. And thank you, Paul. This is awesome, man. Thanks. Bye.